Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sailor Nation Sports Network here. We are live from the Sailor Soccer Complex here on Seminole Road, just east of the high school. And today, a special game for the varsity soccer boys team here is the Purple Community Game, the Van Andel Institute Purple, the Sailors Kick Cancer game here against the Zeeland West Ducks. Zeeland comes into town, and this is going to be a great opportunity to see what the Sailors are going to be able to do against this Zeeland West team. But before we get into that, we're going to have a few ceremonial things that occur, kind of in honor of and remembrance and in recognition of this Van Andel Institute Purple Game, as we're calling it around here, the Sailors Kick Cancer. I am Joe Kanukin, and Kim and Kotis on the camera work. And next to me, for his very first broadcast debut, Mr. Jason Burgess. Jason, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, so it's nice to have you here. Jason, he's got son on the team. And how's Caden doing this year?
He's doing very well, actually. Yeah, he's stepped up his game a lot. So I would say he's playing about 75 minutes a game, which I think a lot of the boys are right now, playing a lot because of the injuries. But yeah, he's doing really well. I'm proud of him.
And the rest of the team, obviously it's been a little bit of a shaky start, little struggles here at the beginning of the season, but a lot of that might be attributed to the injury bugs, the illness bug that we've been going through. Cohen Holman, one of our regular broadcast crew for football and other sports, he's one of the players on the team. He's a junior. And he mentioned to me that this is one of the first games that it sounds like most people are back 100%.
That's what it seems like. Yeah, we have, I believe, 2 people that are out with injuries right now, as far as what I heard. Obviously, Hunter Vanderwater got injured, I think, the very first game of the season. He has a sprain and torn meniscus and ACL tear. And I believe Adam Flenner might be out today as well. We'll see in a little bit who's actually in or out,
But as far as, health-wise, this is one of the more healthy games, I guess you'd probably say, correct?
Yes.
Which is always very, very good thing to have. So.
Yep.
So we have the team walking out onto the field, and again, I'm not entirely sure when they're going to start the actual ceremonial stuff. We do have some of the stuff here, and I'm not sure when Stan Miller, the announcer for the game today, is going to be starting that. But when they do start that, we will certainly pause to allow you to hear the honoring and ceremonial operations here at the Sailor Soccer Complex. Sailor Soccer Complex, gosh, how many years we got on this now? 4, 5 years, I think, total?
I would say at least 3 or 4.
I know that when they had the initial season, it was COVID, I think, is when it actually ended up, and it kind of canceled that first season out, which was kind of disappointing for the teams that were expecting to bring this up. I do not. We're just going to have to wait. But here we are. We're a few seasons in, both boys and girls. Boys play in the fall, girls in the spring. And
yeah, I remember that COVID thing where the boys had to wear masks and all that stuff, and just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
It was crazy times, and gosh, the first season again when it was all canceled due to COVID, and a lot of seniors missing out on their final opportunities for sports and that kind of thing. And it's interesting to think about it. You have students now that history as it goes by. When it first started, you're having freshmen that weren't in part of the high school. They're part of the middle school and everything, but the level of sports that they don't have to worry about missing. Hopefully, we don't have a COVID thing again. Whereas, anybody that just graduated last year was really kind of the last high school group that was affected by the COVID portions of life. These kids, fortunately are getting a little bit more normal opportunities up at the the high school level with the sports, athletics, academics, arts, all the stuff. You think about it from that perspective. But it's a beautiful night for soccer. A little cool. Feels a little humid outside, but temperatures are good. The sun is setting in the west, and the field should be completely covered with shade from the sun, but lights are on, so we won't miss any shots on the field. Hopefully, we're going to have a good game here tonight. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back once we get started on the actual presentation. We're about, I think, we could be starting anytime in the next 10 to 15 minutes on the game. So don't go too far. We're going to be coming right back in just a few minutes for the beginning of the ceremonies of the Sailors Kick Cancer Van Andel Institute Purple Community Game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sailor Nation Sports Network here at the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth high above the Sailor Soccer Complex as we get ready here in just a little bit to honor and in memory of kind of celebrate the lives of the people that have been touched by cancer as part of the Van Andel Institute Purple Community Game. And what that really is, Van Andel Institute is a private non-biomedical research and science education organization founded back in 1996. And Jason, we were just talking a little bit off air here that your wife, who is one of the employees there, is one of the early on.
Yep.
You said that she's like number 7 on the time clock.
Yeah, I don't know exactly the
Not
number,
exactly,
but yeah,
but early on. Yep.
She's been there since they basically opened. Yep. So yeah, this type of event is near and dear to our family's hearts, just because she works there and spends a lot of time there and doing the research.
Well, and then, they started the Van Andel Institute Purple Community, which is the grassroots fundraising effort for a lot of the projects that they do. And they utilize volunteers within the communities They have games like this, and it's not just soccer that does this. There are other sports that do purple community type games, and several different fundraisers. And all that fundraising goes to support the Van Andel Institute research and education programs. Tell me what your wife does in all of that.
She's a histologist, so and I won't take away from her because she's going to be
Yep.
interviewed at halftime.
Yep.
But basically, she's supporting the labs that work there that study these diseases by, she's cutting up the tissue samples, staining them, providing the photographs and the I guess evidence of what she does to the laboratory so they can do more scientific studies. So she has a pretty critical role there.
Has she always done that?
Yes.
Has that been her?
Yep, she has been there doing that since she's graduated from college.
Very cool. Yep, that's very, very cool.
Yep, and her and Coach Art, the JV coach, also works there, and they're both very passionate about this.
Well, and I believe we will have Art Dorsey coming up here to help with the broadcast just a little bit. Art, the JV coach, like you mentioned, just finished up their game. And I believe it was a 2-0 that they won. I think it was.
No.
Was it 1-0?
I think it was 1-1.
Oh, did it end 1-1?
I think so.
Yeah, I was too busy setting up.
Yep.
I wasn't actually paying attention. Probably should have. So I thought that they had won, but I know they came out early. They had like 7 seconds in, they scored their first goal. Shores did. So very, very quick score on the JV side of stuff. But so one of the things that's very important for everybody to understand is that the Van Andel Institute Purple Community Games, 100% of all the donations go directly to the research and the K through 12 graduate education programs that they also support. And it looks like as of early 2023, the supporters of this have raised more than $5.5 million for research and education initiatives, which is unbelievable, honestly. That's pretty amazing. Does your wife ever talk about, so passionate about it? Is it cool to see this stuff kind of come to fruition?
And she's proud of our school because we've raised over $6,000 in the last, I think it was 3 years, and not many purple games raise that much.
Wow.
So with the community support here, I think she'll tell you at the halftime that she's very proud, and that's what keeps her going doing these things here for Mona Shores.
Well, it's pretty amazing to have the ability to work for such a company early on, and then have it come into your community like this through the school, and your kids being in the school, and now this purple game with your son being on the varsity, the varsity team and everything else. It's got to feel pretty awesome to have it kind of all come together like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And for the Van Andels, they've supported this business since day one. They're an amazing community asset that we have, in West Michigan, not just Grand Rapids.
Well, we're going to take another quick break, and we're going to be right back with more information. We got about 3 minutes in the actual ceremonial stuff before the game, representing the Purple Community Game will begin. So stay tuned. We will be right back after this quick break.
From truck beds to bed beds, we've got your home and auto covered. Combine your home and auto with Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, and you could save $650. That's like 325 gallons of gas, or 21 sets of comfy sheets. So, trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. We shop a variety of insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozicki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pites and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmcu.org/insurance to get started.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sailor Nation Sports Network here, covering the Purple Community Game here at the Sailor Soccer Complex. And we're going to turn it over to Stan Miller, the announcer here, and we're going to let them tell you all about this.
In addition, tonight we are honoring some very special individuals from our Mona Shores staff, student, and soccer community. If you are in attendance, would you please stand? Tiffany Grimm, Delaney Barrington, Amy Mosansky, Pete Twanga, Becky McPherson, Luke Lee, Arlene Van Oberon, Jill McMahon, and Greg McPherson. Please help me in acknowledging these very special individuals. On behalf of these fine young men, we thank you for the impact you have made in their lives. At this moment, Sailor Nation would like to invite anyone else in attendance who is currently fighting the fight or who may be a strong survivor of cancer to please stand. Sailor Nation would like to take this moment to acknowledge what resilience and perseverance truly looks like. We would like to wish you blessings today and always. And lastly, we would like to express our support for each and every one of you. Unfortunately, this illness can be too powerful for some, and they have sadly lost the fight. Please join me in a moment of silence so we can remember and respect all those we have lost, including this week, Mona Shores student Sophia Coulon, gone too soon. Thank you. And now please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats and face the press box as we salute the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. The flag is being held tonight by class of 2020 alumni Camden DeRuyter. And now the lineups for tonight's match against the Zeeland West Ducks. Number 1, Gail Garcia. Number 2, Hayden Glennie. Number 3, Graham Van Dort. Number 4, Sage Murfeld. Number 5, Andrew Kraft. Number 6, Micah Henry. Number 7, Andrew Zimmer. Number 8, Brian Alonzo. Number 9, Trigvi Elkins. Number 10, Pace Bittrick. Number 11, Zach Anderson. Number 12, Logan Bomers. Number 13, Ben Kuning. Number 14, Tanner Murley. Number 15, Evan Wiersma. Number 16, Ivan Mishmerheisen. Number 17, Carter Thoresen. Number 20, Brandon Taylor. Number 21, Joel Mings. Number 22, Andrew McCullough. Number 23, Pehu Cavada. Number 25, Austin O'Connell. Number 44 or 19? Number 44 tonight, Lucas Smith. And number 48, Reagan Page. The Ducks are coached by Andy Hondor, assisted by Jason Kolajacek. And now for your Mona Shores Sailors. Number 0, Dylan Brady. Number 1, Caden Semlo. Number 2, Julian Powell. Number 3, Hunter Vanderwater. Number 4, Ethan Fulton. Number 5, Andrew Davis. Number 6, Luke Carr. Number 7, Kyle Anderson. Number 8, Noah Ross. Number 9, Anthony Camro. Number 10, Preston Rose. Number 11, McLean Vandenberg. Number 12, Evan McPherson. Number 13, Grayson Drexler. Number 14, Andrew Hilland. Number 15, Caden Burgess. Number 16, Easton Lopez. Number 17, Jordan Webster. Number 18, Adam Flenar. Number 19, Cohen Holman. Number 20, Antonio Lewis. Number 21, Charles Woolery. Number 22, Clayton Brown. Your Sailors are coached by head coach Bill Malaziotis, assisted by Trevor Techma, Zach Techma, and Zeke Jacobs.
We'd like to extend a warm welcome to tonight.
And there's your lineup for tonight here from the Sailor Soccer Complex, Sailor Nation Sports Network. Glad to welcome everybody here for the first half of the Purple Community Sailor Kicks Cancer game here. It's a beautiful night. With me on my right is Mr. Jason Burgess, his inaugural broadcast. His son, a senior here at the Mona Shores Sailors Varsity Soccer Team. And glad to have you here, Jason.
Thanks for having me.
This is a different experience for you, isn't it? You didn't wake up this morning thinking, you know what, I think I'm going to go broadcast a soccer game.
No, I think at 5:20 you called me saying, do you want to be up in the press box?
Yep.
I said sure. I would be happy to.
You guys are getting a great shot of the absolutely blue sky above Sailor Soccer Complex as our camera operator moves into position for game spot. And we'll be ready to start here momentarily. 2 40-minute halves. And Jason, we were just talking about the records of these two teams. What do we have for the Zeeland West Ducks? What are we looking at?
Well, it looks like they're 3-1-1 in the conference and 8-1-3 overall.
So fairly decent. What about the Sailors?
We are 2-3-0 in the conference and 3-9-0 overall.
So a little bit of a struggle for the Sailors after coming off a pretty decent season last year. Again, they lost a pretty heavy dose of seniors graduating last year and very, very talented. Looking at this roster, I think I counted 14 seniors on this team as well, and that's going to be a huge hole to fill. I'm hoping that we get Art Dorsey, the JV coach, up here to talk about what to expect in the future here. But you know, your son, this is going to be his last year being able to play Mona Shores Soccer. How's he feel about that?
Yeah, I think he's. I don't know. he's definitely wants to pursue it further, but I don't know if he'll be able to. But I know some of the kids on the team, like Easton, is going on to play college. It's just. I think it'll probably hit him when the season's over.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, and I'm sure that he will give everything he can in this, what's remaining of this season, and hopefully they are able to, get some things straightened out now that some of the injury bugs, some of the illnesses that this team has dealt with over the course of the beginning of this year, get that settled down. Hopefully they can become the complete team that everybody expects they can.
Yeah, it looks like it's our normal starters, Joe, other than one player, it looks like. So it looks like we're pretty healthy.
Pretty healthy team, yeah, pretty healthy team. So right now, a little bit of back and forth between the Ducks and the Sailors. No real good, clear shots on goal yet by either team. Who do we have as a keeper for us?
Right now, it's Caden Semlo.
Okay.
So last year, he hurt his knee. You can see a knee brace on his knee there. And this year he's coming out strong, although Dylan is too. They basically play halves or one game in one game. So we have two very good goalies.
And having two is huge. Honestly, to have one really good keeper is something that any team would be pretty happy to say that they have. Having two of them is pretty special.
These boys have been playing, at least with my son, since they were little, and they've pretty much always been goalkeepers. That they've put in a lot of time and effort.
And the keeper is a very unique position, especially in any sport where there is a keeper, but soccer especially. Of all of the goals that a keeper exists in, the soccer net has to be the absolute largest one to try to defend. You think about hockey goalies, you think about lacrosse. The nets are so much smaller. You think about what a keeper in soccer has to protect.
Well, he has no padding,
Yeah,
like
no
you
padding,
would see hockey or something like that. I mean, that's probably one of the most dangerous positions on the soccer field.
And ball's coming at you. That's a guarantee. Nice save.
That'll be a corner.
Take a look at the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay on that one. Zeeland was able to work it right through the center, but very nice save by Semlo. So that represents, I believe, the first shot on goal by either one of these teams. Both teams kind of feeling each other out so far, wanting to see where the chink in the armor might be. We talk about the injury bug and the illness bug. I was talking to Coach Malaciotis before the game, and he's actually just getting over his entire family being sick as well, including himself. So the coaching staff is not immune to the injury and illness bug, obviously.
Yep, I heard a couple of the kids were sick when we went to, where did we go in Grand Rapids there?
Union?
Yeah, Union.
Yep.
And they didn't play the whole, just partial of the game.
And I understood that very likely had an effect on the outcome of that game, which unfortunately they lost.
Also, the field there, I just don't understand how that's even allowed.
Do they play at Houseman, where they play football? Is that at Houseman Field? I don't know where they play their soccer.
I don't know the name of the field, but it's got a big hump in the middle of it, and it's uneven, and all the boys were tripping in divots, and it's not. I mean, nothing against it, but wasn't the best field to play on either.
Yeah.
And Union is used to it. Obviously, we're not.
Sure.
And for your Sailors, number 7, Andrew Zimmer.
Andrew Zimmer coming in for the first substitution of the game for the Sailors. 35-23 counting down, so 0-0 here first half of play. In what seems to be so far fairly evenly matched competition.
Yep. you know, a lot of the games start off like that, and then whoever scores first gets that momentum. Seems to be how it goes.
Cohen walks this one out. Backside, that'll be a goal kick.
Now in for your Sailors, number 12, Logan Bomers.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to single out any of the boys, Joe, but you know, 16 is Easton Lopez is really electric. He's so fun to watch.
That was going to be one of my next questions. Who do we have on this team, you know, that stand out as you know, leaders? And here we got an opportunity. The Zeeland keeper comes out and handles that one pretty well.
Well, obviously our goalies, you know, they're good. They're both captains. Antonio Brown is so fast, number 20. Watch him. He will get to the ball so fast. It's amazing. Like I said, Easton probably going. I don't know what school he's going to, but going to college next year to play. Grayson Drexler, McLean. He's one of our center backs. He's amazing. Always gets to the ball. Always stops it. You know, we all these kids. Every single one of them plays their heart out every single game, and they're all good. They're all talented.
Well, and that's really that's the heartbreaking part of the way that this season has gone so far. You play that hard, you play that tough, and you have some of those electric players and opportunities. It just doesn't come together because there's a few missing pieces.
Yep.
And that's really what it kind of falls flat. Zeeland working it back down into the Sailors side of the field. 33:05 left here, first half of play. Still no score. Only a couple of shots on goals. These goalies so far have not had to do a lot of work. Of course, if you're the Sailors, you appreciate that as a goalie, as a keeper.
That's funny, Joe. A couple weeks ago, I was talking to we were talking to Kyle Anderson's mom, and she was like, yeah, he's slowed down a little bit this year, but he's number 7 out there, but he's been hitting the weight room, and he's gained like so much pounds of muscle that he's actually, you know, he's so much stronger, but he's actually slowed down just a little bit.
Another nice save by the keeper.
But he's got one heck of a left foot.
Well, I mean, you trade something for another, you want to make sure it's worthwhile, and it sounds like that extra added weight and strength is, well, that was a nice save by Semlo there. Still keeping it no score. That's one of those things where you hit the weights, like I've just heard it from different athletes. There's a combination of things that you have to do if you want to maintain the speed and get the strength and everything else. But if that strength helps you out, especially in as physical a game as what soccer is, you know, for battling for the ball,
absolutely,
pushing for position, you know, all that kind of stuff it's crucial to have that kind of mass and that strength.
Yep. Some of these teams we go up against are huge. I mean, you know, compared to some of our boys.
Shot goes way high for Zeeland West. No chance and no play by Semlo in goal. Ticking down 31-15 here.
For your Sailors, number 19, Cohen Holman.
Another substitution by the Sailors. Cohen Holman, our very own Cohen Holman. He is part of our broadcast crew when he's not playing soccer. Cohen, like many of these students, are playing soccer almost year-round now with travel ball and everything else. Does your son, does Caden play travel soccer?
Yep, he's played for Storm ever since I can remember. Art Dorsey used to coach him too when he was little. Yeah, most of these boys he's played either indoor or futsal or obviously travel soccer and varsity soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know, soccer is one of those very interesting games where it can be a battle, just like this. That was a good feed up, but unable to control it. And that's a perfect example of what I was talking about, where you'll have this battle back and forth, and then all of a sudden one play, and you'll get a fast break, you get a breakaway, and the next thing you know, you've got a score on the board.
Yep.
You can't take your eyes off of the game of soccer for even a second,
It's
because
never ending.
even if it's midfield, it's only a couple of quick, swift passes and kicks away, and you could have a ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, my daughter plays as well, travel soccer, and she'll be a freshman this year, so she'll be on the girls' team. But it's night and day difference watching a younger team. She'll get there, but watching these boys battle and watching younger kids, they grow into it.
Yep, they sure do. You learn that over time, the different exposure levels that you get at the younger levels, and you're coaching out those skills, and you start getting up to freshman, JV, varsity, soccer. It becomes more physical, where the skills have to become second nature, like breathing. And then you learn those tactics and techniques to be able to use your body to get in front. And watching it all to come together as a team like that is pretty awesome to see. 29:03, still ticking down here. Sailors give the ball away near midfield, still on their side of the field. Zeeland West taking over. Again, not a lot of clear shots by either team, still working to try to find some seem to be able to get a ball through.
This would be a great game to get a win, though, Joe.
It would, and especially with it being in conference, too.
Yep. And as you can see, we're hanging in there.
Yeah, absolutely. We are about a quarter of the way through, a little over a quarter of the way through the first half of play. I want to thank everybody that's watching Sailor Nation Sports Network from the John Vanderbilt and Nexus Realty broadcast booth. It's the purple game. The Sailors kick cancer
Number 20, Brandon Taylor.
Fundraiser for the Van Andel Institute, Purple Community. 100% of the proceeds that are raised by events like this go into the research and the K-12 programs that they have. You too can get in on the donation. You don't even have to be here. In just a few minutes, we'll go ahead and show you a QR code to be able to scan, and you can get right into the program from your phone to be able to donate. So,
yeah, and like I said earlier, Bree will be on during halftime, but that's such a good cause. That there's not very many organizations that I feel comfortable giving my money to that are just doing it for tax incentives or something like that. This place is legit.
Yeah, that's always nice to hear.
They're making breakthroughs probably every day.
And certainly cancer is one of those things where we need everyday breakthroughs. Your donations in support of the purple community will certainly help in that endeavor. And what a great way. Communities all over are affected. Individuals in the communities that house those individuals, no different than the Mona Shores community. Cancer affects everyone from students to teachers to parents, grandparents. We talked a little bit earlier about some of the particularly special people that were honored and remembered before the game. Tiffany Grimm, Delaney Farrington.
Well, Delaney's an active student right now.
Active student right now. Freshman, I believe. Is she a freshman or sophomore?
I think she's a sophomore.
She might be a sophomore, yeah.
She's here today.
Amy Lisansky, Pete Tornga, Vicki McPherson, Luke Lee, Darlene Van Overen, Jill McMahon, and Greg McPherson. And earlier this week, Mona Shore student Sophia Kulan lost her battle with cancer. So we are here to honor, remember those that lost their battle, and also celebrate those that are fighting hard and have won their battle. And in the spirit of doing all of that, in the midst of this great soccer game, you too can donate. And there was a head collision, both. I'm going to take a look in the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay, see if we can capture that.
That's Grayson Drexler.
They both smacked heads right there. Oh, yeah, they both went down pretty hard. We'll take a look at that one more time. We'll slow it down for everybody. Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. They're getting up right now, and you can see they both go up for the ball.
Kind of got the back of that guy's head in his face.
Fortunately, it looks like they're going to be okay, both up on their own power.
Number 5, Andrew Davis.
So game resumes, 25-23 ticking down here. First half of play,
nice.
Still no score. Beautiful, beautiful.
Punch out.
Yep, nice punch out by Semlo. No Nick Davros here tonight. He was going to be joining us. He got tied up with some additional responsibilities at the junior varsity football practice. Those that know and love Nick, our regular broadcaster with me, he is also one of the JV football coaches. He coaches the defense. He's been doing it 45 years. He's been coaching 45 years. Unable to join us tonight. He would have loved being able to meet you, Jason, and talk a little bit about things. He loves meeting new people that are involved in the things that we're covering, and he would have asked you 1,000 questions.
I've met him once.
Oh, did you?
He was cleaning the car out at the fire station.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy. He's very talkative.
That he is. That is certain. So. But he would have loved to have been able to sit here and ask you all kinds of questions.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
24 minutes now left in the first half. Still no score. These teams still trying to kind of size each other up to see where the weakness might be. And
yeah, it seems to be pretty evenly matched right now.
It is. No glaring lopsidedness on one side of the field or other.
Nope. Our defense is holding strong. Get a little bit more offense going. You know, I think they got a little bit of offense. I think they've had couple more shots than us, but
they have, yep, and great keeper activity by Semlo down there to keep it still even at 0. Again, Sailors come into this contest, this conference contest, struggling a bit early on in the season. Three wins. That's what they have right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
One of those wins, obviously, against Muskegon. That is traditionally not a very tough competition. So the Sailors still looking to try to find their rhythm and their identity as a team. A lot of talent, like we talked about earlier, but they're still working on trying to put it all together.
Yeah, we won against Wyoming, which is a pretty good team, actually, I believe. Holland West Ottawa in the tournament. You know, we lost a heartbreaker to Grand Haven, which is always a heartbreaker. We lost to them 0-3, but then we came back at the tournament, and we were 1-1. We put all our hearts into it, but they scored on the penalty kicks, so it went into overtime, and they ultimately won 2-1. But that was such a good game. They played so hard.
You know, you just wish that those games just eke out that win just for the, you know, it's enough momentum to carry you through the rest of the season almost to have a win, especially against a Grand Haven team. That's been the crosstown rival for soccer for Mona Shores for years and years.
Yep.
And anytime you get the win against Grand Haven, it's a pretty big feather in your cap. It's definitely one of the teams that you consider as a litmus test to how well you're doing and where you're going to go with it. So.
Yep, and Muskegon Reese Puffer is pretty strong too this year.
Yep.
They had a really good show out, and then I work with a guy whose son, and I used to work with a guy his daughter's on my daughter's travel team, so we're always talking about it. But yeah, they have a really good team as well. So, but unfortunately, we couldn't pull it out against them either.
Approaching the 21-minute left mark. 21 minutes now left in the first half. You've seen this team do they tend to find a different gear at certain points? Do they kind of go through, this process of kind of feeling the other team out and back and forth, and then all of a sudden explode with, you mentioned someone like Easton Lopez. Do you all of a sudden push a little bit harder with one of the players like that, and hopefully make the other team break a little bit and find a seam and make it happen?
Yeah, especially when they have that breakout, like
Antonio
maybe this
Lewis
right
with
here.
An opportunity. Yep, they're talking about it. Yep.
But yeah, it obviously soccer is a game of back and forth. So one team's going to get tired, the other team will get tired, and then the other team will come back. And it's just like any sport, I guess. But these kids are constantly running. They don't get a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
So 80 minutes of just hustle.
And constant mental. People do not realize the physicality, the mental capacity that you need in order to play the game of soccer. I mean,
right.
there's a very, very marathon-like type mentality that you have to have in a soccer game.
Yep. And Cohen just got a penalty there for behind the. That was kind of. It looked a little not a penalty, but.
Ooh, that was a little bit dangerous.
That's all right. He wasn't on, so.
Yeah, a little bit dangerous. I think he was trying to get up to get that out of the air, missed it completely, and that right side of the goal was completely wide open.
All right, Grayson's back in, so he must not be hurt, so that's good.
Yes, yeah, that's
from
good
that
sign.
head collision.
The head collision earlier, yep. 18:50 left, first half of play. Sailors at midfield, try to work it back into the Zeeland West Ducks side. Haven't been able to put a lot of, passing together to move it up into the offensive zone. They've had a couple of sporadic opportunities, but nothing really organized.
Here comes Easton. He's got such amazing foot skills.
Going to pass it over. Then Fulton plays it, moves it up. Sailors trying to keep it to the outside. Don't want to give up that middle. Don't want to give up the good angle shots. Turnover to the Sailors on the sidelines there. 17:46 left. First half of play. Still no score. Sailors keeping it close. And again, like we talked about, this would be a really good win in the conference against a really good Zeeland West team. Nice body push there. He draws the foul. So Semelo ready to send it on down the field. Again, the Sailors still not able to put a lot of passing combinations and move.
There we go, Antonio.
Antonio trying to work it up. No help up there, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, you see a lot of them fall back a little bit.
I can't imagine. I mean, now obviously we're working it back towards midfield a little bit more, but when he was driving up, I would have thought more hustle would have been coming up from the Sailors to kind of give some of that support out in front. A lot of those rebound shots are where you get your goals.
Right.
Antonio puts that on the goal. Keeper makes a great save, and if you're right there, that's your cleanup. There. Oh, beautiful feed. Just a little too high. Sailors with a little pressure here. It's kind of nice to see. See if they can keep it in the offensive zone. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Good pressure. Good pressure. Make them work. Bill Malaziotis, I believe this is his third year now as head coach. Does that sound about right? I believe it's third year.
I believe it is.
His dad goes way back in the history of Sailor soccer.
Is it his second?
No, it'd be his third year.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be his second year.
I want to say like last year when Caden was just starting varsity that he, in his meeting saying coming to try to bring another state championship to Mona Shores, and I think it was last year.
Second or third, still early on in his
It's
coaching
still early.
career. Again, his dad's Bill Malacio just has been involved with soccer in the community along with his father. He goes back. The Malaciotises go back into the Kimball days of soccer around here. What year did you graduate, and where did you graduate from, Jason?
1994 from Whitehall.
Whitehall, 1994. So I graduated in 93, and I can tell you that although soccer was there, it was offered, it did not feel like it was nearly as big as what it is now.
No, it's huge now. Yeah, it's definitely grown. I don't remember soccer being like this at all.
No. And I know of a few of my friends that played soccer, but it's one of those sports that just didn't get a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly tell you that there are a lot of soccer players now that if there wasn't soccer and there wasn't the attention on soccer, that they'd probably be football players.
Oh, yeah.
Or, they'd do something of that sort. But soccer's available. They find it, a more challenging sport, and they like it, and they end up, focusing right on soccer. So it is an interesting growth as far as sport goes over the course of the last 5-10 years.
Well, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe Antonio Brown used to play football, and I believe this is only his third year playing soccer.
Okay. I do recall him playing football.
I believe he did. So some of those football players are transferring over to soccer, too.
Mm-hmm. $13-18 left in the first half. Still a very evenly matched game here between the Ducks and the Sailors. Sailors forcing the Ducks to move back. Neither team really has had much of an opportunity to set anything up. Not a lot of, 3-4 passes to get the ball moving. They just almost happenstance get the ball into a shooting spot and take a shot.
Yep.
Whichever team does find the ability to get that, I think is going to be the one that breaks that first goal line.
And hopefully it's Shores.
Back in for your Sailors, number 7.
I agree.
Anderson, coming on for the Ducks, number 10.
So as we do our next substitution, both teams, we want to thank everybody that's joining us here, Sailor Nation Sports Network at the Sailor Soccer Complex, here at the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth. The Sailors Kick Cancer Purple Community Game here, Van Andel Institute Community Fundraiser.
I think this is our
third
year
of doing it?
Yep.
Yeah, I believe it's your third year. Coming up, we're going to have an opportunity to talk with Bree Burgess, Jason's wife, employee of the Van Andel Institute and part of the boys soccer booster program. She's also very, very passionate about this purple community game. Looks like maybe another
time
substitute.
change.
Oh, time change.
11:59 on the clock.
On 11:59. All right, they got the time change on there, and now we're going to resume. Sun is set. We are now under the field lighting coverage here.
Tuesday night lights. So if anybody's interested, we have a game on Thursday and then another game on Saturday. But the Thursday game is away, the Saturday is home.
Saturday's back home. And for those that are interested in the Sailor Nation Sports Network coverage, we will be back here to broadcast the Granville game next Tuesday, a week from today. So if you're not doing anything, Jason, you wanted to, do your second broadcast, you're more than welcome to come back and join us again.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, at least according to the schedule.
Is that senior night?
That may very well be senior night. I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, I don't remember. Life of a two soccer parent, you can't keep it all straight without your calendar.
What other sports do they play? Soccer.
Caden plays golf.
Okay.
So he's on the Mona Shores golf team, and my daughter plays a variety of sports. So she's done she'll be on basketball in this fall, soccer in the spring.
Does she have a favorite?
Basketball.
How about Caden?
Probably golf.
Oh, nice.
Just because he does it all the time.
Preston Rose goes down pretty hard there. I just got a set of golf clubs.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about as far as it goes. Yeah.
Maybe Caden can teach you.
Maybe.
I can't.
I don't know if I'm teachable, honestly. Kyle Anderson, rather. Trying to move the ball down. Sailors still struggling to find the back of that net, struggling to find a lot of organized opportunities. But both teams are really kind of in that boat.
Kind of a struggle for both teams right now.
9:45 regulation time for the first half. Easton Lopez back in the game. Start looking at some of these players like Easton Lopez
Antonio.
and Antonio Lewis.
There's Easton. Whittling it through there.
Oh, man. One more move and there would have been a shot.
Oh, there was 5 white there, too.
That's what I said.
5 against 1.
Just one more move would have been able to get it past. That's one of those shots, you have Easton Lopez take where it's a quick shot. The goalie, makes a stop on it, but you get a rebound. Antonio was right there if it would have gotten through, but just can't find that seam yet.
No, you don't always have to be right next to the goal.
You do not. Got a Zeeland West player on the ground. We do not have a Zeeland West roster, so anybody that's watching perhaps from the Zeeland West team, we apologize for not being able to mention any of the names. You got the trainer going out onto the field. Zeeland West Duck is up, but he is significantly favoring that right leg.
For the Ducks, number 12, Logan Bowman.
And there's a good sportsmanship right there. One of the Sailor players helping him off. Traded off to the training staff and the Zeeland Ducks staff. Definitely favoring that right leg. Speaking of right legs, Monday Night Football last night. I don't know if anybody saw Nick Chubb took a helmet straight into a planted leg, right straight into his knee. And he's done for the season. And it was so bad that they wouldn't show the replay of it.
Really?
Yeah, they saw it in the booth and they said, we are not going to show
I saw he got injured, but I didn't see why.
They played the replay at the stadium, and it was one of the most collective as I've ever heard. Yeah. So fortunately, we're not dealing with that here with the Duck.
We don't want to. We don't want to see that.
No, not at all. 8 minutes, 22 seconds, still counting down first half. Regulation time.
I mean, these guys sprint with the ball. It's an injury-prone sport.
Sure. Yep.
From headers to twisted knees to sprain.
Cohen, nice foot play there. We've got some players out there on the field that could make something happen here in the last
definitely
8 minutes of play. We've got Antonio. I think is Easton still out there? Easton Lopez still out?
Yep, he's out there. Grayson's got a good foot. Kyle's out there. Ethan's out there. I mean, everybody's out there. So,
Yeah. So Easton
like I said earlier,
Lopez ready to take
definitely talent on this team. Tons of it.
trying to bend it
Ooh,
around. That
that
was a
was-
nice little bend. Nice shot.
If like you said, if that goalie would have not hit it out and it would have bounced back, we would have had a shot there.
Take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay. Just gets a hand on it. Was kind of headed towards the post. I'm not sure if it would have gone in there, but definitely a nice save by the keeper. So corner kick by the Sailors. Got an opportunity, trying to keep it in there.
Got a handball.
Handball inside the box. So the Sailors unable to capitalize on a good opportunity. Penalty kick, or direct kick rather, and then a corner. 6:37, first half of play. No stoppage time in high school. They just play the clock.
They do stop it for injuries.
They stop it for injury, but no added time,
Yeah,
stoppage time
no.
on there. Different than some other soccer events that you may have watched.
Mm-hmm.
In for the Ducks, number 9, Gregory Elkin.
You know, interesting. I'm not familiar with the Zeeland Ducks team, but I would almost expect that with a pretty significantly good record like that, this team would be a little bit more aggressive. They don't seem to be incredibly aggressive, almost like they're standing back a little bit.
Yeah, let me look
More
to
a
see
defensive posture.
who they played.
.537 here, first half.
You know, based on who they played, who we played, it seems to be, but score-wise, it seems to be kind of even. You know, you got Muskegon 7-0. We beat them 10-2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Holland 1-8. I don't remember, but Holland did beat us. You know, Union 1-1. Wyoming 2-1. We beat Wyoming. So, you know, you could look at the schedule and say, and who they played and who they lost to. We're pretty even.
Nice clear by the Sailors defensively, out from in front of our net.
It kind of shows on the field. You know, we played 35 minutes and it's kind of
Very
evenly
yeah.
matched.
Very even, not lopsided at all by who's in which offensive zone more than the other. 4:24 left. Approaching the end of the first half.
Another handball?
Another handball? Boy, that looked like it was incidental.
Yeah.
Not sure why that would. Very incidental. Coming up at halftime as part of the Purple Community game, they are having the halftime shootout. What's all that about?
I'm not sure. We'll have to
We're
ask
gonna have
Bree
to-
if she can come up here before that starts.
I told Bree whenever I know she is so busy, what she pours into this event. She contacted me back. Well, she mentioned it at the fire department picnic.
Mhm.
You know, for those
Yeah.
most people that watch this know that I work for the Norton Shores Fire Department, but most of you probably don't know, unless you know Jason, is that he also does. And we've got to be getting close to 20 years you've been doing it, so
Yep.
been there quite a bit of my career as well. But at our department picnic, she was all over this game. You going to be there? Are you going to be there to cover it again? And I absolutely will be there. So
The amount these moms put into the board, their time, it's just crazy. They're dedicated to these boys.
well, and it's my experience in watching successful teams, whether it's the soccer team, the football, hockey, basketball, there's an army of people like moms and boosters and everything else behind it that make it successful.
Well, from the concessions, to
Sure.
the team dinners, to all the meetings, to the,
Yep.
to them helping with the, every year these boys go up to the Camp Leelanau for 4 to 5 days, and they practice up there during the summer, helping with medications and baggage and all that stuff. I mean, it's just countless hours. That's just the stuff off the top of my head that they do.
Right. Now at 2 minutes left here, first half of play, still no score. Inbounds by the Ducks, down in the Sailors' end, looking to make something happen. Nice little redirect, but no dice for the Ducks. Sailors looking to move it up the field fast. Minute 42 left, first half.
Send it. Yep, send it.
No, waited too long.
Nice slide, though.
Got to send it in. Got to send it in. You are absolutely correct, Jason. He does have.
Ooh,
oh,
yes.
Beautiful.
Awesome. That's what we needed.
Let's take a look at the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay. And this is that footwork that you talked about earlier.
Yep.
It comes. I thought he waited too long, but man, just the work that he did right there was just incredible. And ultimately ended up putting the first score on the board.
So fun to watch.
Easton Lopez.
In the 39th minute. Lopez.
So 1:27 left here in the first half, and the 0-0 tie has been broken, and been broken by the Sailors. One thing I do know about soccer, though, especially when you have another half of soccer, 40 minutes of play, there is no 1 or 2 or even a 3-goal lead that feels safe, because in a lot of cases, and what we're seeing right here is an opportunity that gets created.
I think you jinxed us.
I may have, and I apologize if that's the case. But the Ducks just walked that right in.
He did.
He walked it right in, and that's too close.
That's
too close and too easy of a shot right there.
He did exactly what Easton did.
Ducks goal.
Weaved it through there.
So
you can never hold back in soccer.
Oh, well, that's pretty much what I was going to. 1, 2, and
Yep.
3, they're just not safe, because it's almost like you get more inspiration from the fact that you're down a goal. It's almost more work to defend a 1-score game than it is, a 0-0. Nobody's willing to take a chance. Once you're down, you just let it all go, and here they are. They walk it right in.
I'm sure Coach at halftime will be talking to the boys about that goal, though.
Oh, for sure. Really, the main point is allowing him to walk to that angle, that close, with no challenge really at all, and then take that shot. It set Semlo up for a very difficult task of trying to defend that. Zeeland West trying to work their way down again. 32 seconds left. And, they cross it over. This is going to be dangerous. Wow. Now Sailors are just trying to play defense and get the ball moving in the opposite direction, which they are able to do. Antonio Lewis now working to take advantage of the last 15 seconds of the game, but it looks like he's not going to be able to. 9 seconds left. You've got a really quick opportunity, and that's about it. Out of bounds. That was not a good shot. So we've come to the end of the first half of play, and the Sailors in the 39th minute break the 0-0, but right on the heels of it, Zeeland West Ducks come back, which puts us at 1-1 at the end of the first half. And then, man, it's almost like starting at 0-0 coming into that second half. So.
And I want to apologize, too, because I said Antonio Brown. I don't know why I said that earlier.
Well, Clayton Brown on there, probably.
Yeah, so I apologize to anybody, Antonio fans out there.
Yeah.
That was just me not being ready for this.
I think you're giving a little bit of grace here. So we're going to stay right here.
Direct your attention to.
We're going to stay right here. I'm going to try to get a hold of Kimmin.
Welcome for our halftime.
Kimmin will go ahead and get a shot on this
Costs only
shootout.
$1.
All right, so anybody that's going to try to do this shootout, it costs $1.
All goals made.
Any goals made receives a prize.
Come on down and
So
find one of our parent
we're going to
volunteers.
see exactly what they've got going on. Kimmin is getting himself into position to be able to see this. While he's getting that, I'm going to switch over. Here is the QR code. You can scan this with your phone, and it'll give you a link to go right to the Van Andel Institute's Purple Community donation site, where you can make donations to help the community fundraiser that this program is kind of surrounded around. And the 100% of the donations that come in through these community events goes to the research and the K through 12 programs that the Van Andel Institute Purple Community Program supports. So once again, that QR code will take you directly to the site that you can make any donations that you would like to do. And we'd greatly appreciate if you would do that and continue the support that has been seen overwhelmingly in this community and many communities across the state of Michigan. So Kimmin is getting set up, and it looks like we've got a few people that are interested in taking the challenge here, the shootout challenge, while we're counting down our halftime, 8.5 minutes left. We'll get a few of these shots in before we actually go to a break. Just a great opportunity, I would suspect. It looks like your wife is on her way up here,
Yes,
so in
she
the
is.
next couple of minutes we'll even be able to talk to Bree a little bit. She can actually sit right next to you. You could both be on there. We got an
Yeah.
extra microphone, so. This is new. This is the first time I think they've done this little shootout
I haven't
thing.
seen this, so this is
and
new for me
it'll be
too.
interesting to talk about how this came to be and what the prizes are for any of these. And but looks like there's a few more people that might be coming on to the field to take advantage of the opportunity. First shot on goal here on the west side is a miss. So we got 2 goals out there, and it costs $1, and each goal made wins a prize. I have no idea what the prizes are. I'm going to ask Bree.
Yeah.
Is there a new car anywhere in there? I don't know if that. I might go down there if there is. Matchbox car, maybe.
Probably.
Maybe
Yeah.
it could be a Matchbox car.
Money's got to go towards cancer research.
That's true. We don't want. Oh, off the post. Off the post here on the west side goal.
Unless Mr. Baker donated a car for us.
So once again, thank you all for watching and supporting the Van Andel Institute Purple Community Game here at Mona Shores Sailor Soccer Complex. And joining us here is Bree Burgess. We got the Team Burgess here now on the microphones. Bree, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. We've been talking a lot about you. Jason's been doing a great job of telling us of, what a wonderful person you are and all the work that you do.
Well, isn't that nice of him?
Yeah, and I hope
What does he want?
I was just gonna. I hope he does that at home too.
He does.
Oh, that's good.
He does. He's sweet.
So we were talking a little bit about how this came to be with the soccer. I know that we've talked about the fact that you work for the Van Andel Institute and the Purple Community fundraisers, the community events that they do. It's more than just soccer. There are a lot of different sporting events and everything else. Mm-hmm. How, in your position with the Van Andel Institute, did you get involved in this?
So I've worked at the Van Andel Institute for just over 23 years. And while we do research to get grants and to get grant money, we do need to do a lot of fundraising. And so we do games like the Purple Community, so we'll do purple basketball games and soccer games and hockey games, all to raise funds, and 100% of all of the donations go back right to the laboratories.
And that's different than a lot of other different types of fundraisers.
That
which,
is.
I pointed out from some of the notes that you gave me to make sure to cover and I've been telling everybody, I just got done showing the QR code out
Perfect.
there for people to scan, and hopefully you get some donations that come along. But
We appreciate it.
even Jason mentioned, there are some people that are skeptical about where they give their money and what it goes to, and for 100% of it, to be advertised that 100% of it is going really puts you guys on the hook to do the right thing with that money, and it goes to the research. It also goes. Tell me about the K through 12 programs that you have.
So part of Van Andel Institute, so we have Van Andel Research Institute, and we also have Van Andel Education Institute. So that's a K through 12 program. They do a lot of science education for K through 12 students. So there's camps throughout the school year. There's all kinds of summer camps. We do a lot of different hosting of kids too. We have things like turtles and whatnot at the Education Institute, and so we'll have kids in to check out the animals, and it all benefits Van Andel Research Institute.
It sounds phenomenal. Honestly, it's more than just the cancer research side of it, the education portion of it. You're getting involved at levels that influence people to see this stuff, to understand this stuff, to realize how important it is to be supportive of it and everything else. And I think that's fantastic. Now, your involvement here, is this the third year that you've had the soccer purple game?
It is.
Is that correct?
Yep, it's the third year.
It gets bigger and better. Tell us about this new event you got during halftime, the shootout.
We try to make it bigger and better. So, yep, this being the third year, the last 2 years together, the boys have raised a little bit over $6,000, which is pretty amazing. So we wanted to try to step it up. The last couple of years, we had a scientific researcher that has come and spoke a little bit about their research. And while that's interesting for the fans and whatnot, we thought we would do something a little bit different. So right now, we are doing a halftime shootout. So the kids will pay $1 and they'll get a chance to shoot the ball into a goal. And if they're able to score, they'll get a prize. And that is just another way to raise a few extra funds for
unique
Institute.
Opportunity to get the fans of all ages involved and interested in everything else.
That's
so
right.
It's
Yes.
pretty cool.
The refs downstairs asked if they could participate.
Well, I just
said,
asked Jason,
absolutely.
So what kind of prizes are we talking about? Like, is there just like a random brand new car for one of these goals or
not
anything
exactly.
like that?
Kids want candy.
Well,
so chocolate bars.
Chocolate bars. Well, I suppose
yes.
that would suffice for most of the players out there. Absolutely.
Yep. So, but no, we've had a great turnout. The purple table over there is doing really well. The fans have been very generous with their donations. You'll see a lot of fans wearing purple beads. So the boys, the last couple of days, sold purple beads at lunchtime, and they sold out of those. So that was great.
It's funny you mention that, and I'm showing everybody the QR code. If you scan that QR code at home right now with your phone, you can go right directly to the Van Andel Institute Purple Community donation site. You can make your donations right there. You don't have to be here at the game. But I was wondering if there is any other additional events going on at the schools and that kind of stuff during this week leading up or anything like that. Is there anything else just beyond the game where there's any support for this particular game? I know they have other games going on, but I don't know if they have anything within the school that might also offer some support, like sales or anything like that.
So the only sales and the only thing that we did in the school were those purple necklaces.
Yep.
So the last 2 days, the boys sold the purple necklaces. It's a big event, and there's a lot of planning. At some point, I would love to get especially the soccer boys involved and take a field trip to Van Andel Institute just so it makes it a little bit more personal. So events that the school is doing leading up to this, it was just selling the purple beads. We put posters up in the high school, announcements all this week and a little bit of last week. So we do have a decent student section right now, and so those are the types of things that we did.
The students, or the athletes rather, the soccer players, they all wear a different jersey. It's a purple jersey, and it's in honor of this game and everything else. Do you ever get any sense of what they're playing for? Do they know what they're playing for, like what this is? I mean, it's more than just a soccer game. Do they realize the importance of it? Do you ever get that feeling?
They do.
That they do?
I think specifically this year we do have a couple of players that have parents and grandparents that have been affected by cancer.
And even students.
And even students, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think they definitely have a feeling of what they're playing for.
Yeah.
They were very excited. I came to practice the other day, and with Coach Bill, we were talking to the boys a little bit about the purple necklaces and the purple game and the purple shirts, and really it was about raising money. And they understood that, and raising money helps everyone.
Yep.
So it doesn't just help this parent or this grandparent or this neighbor or community member, but it helps all of West Michigan.
So aside from your roles and responsibilities as one of the members of the Soccer Booster Club, with this purple game, what have you been doing over on the other side of the field? You've told me you couldn't come over and talk to me until halftime, so you must be pretty busy.
Yeah, so we have a purple table, so there is a donation bin that you can donate as you're coming in or out. We are selling purple bracelets and purple sunglasses and bucket hats and purple water bottles. And so those are donated by Van Andel Institute, and we're able to sell those and take any of that money from those sales, and it goes towards our total of what we're able to give the labs at the Research Institute.
That's fantastic. And, I wanted to tell you, first of all, thank you for coming up here and spending a little bit of time with us
thank you.
on the broadcast. And you told me to take it easy on Jason. And Jason told me that you'd be much better at this than what he was.
Soccer.
She is.
I love soccer.
But I got to tell you, Jason has done a fantastic job on this broadcast. We're going to be back here again next week, Tuesday, for the Granville game.
Okay,
and I've already invited him back. So,
perfect. That's great.
Well,
I'm glad.
You can stay up here for a little bit longer
and
talk about
you're
soccer.
More welcome. You can stop.
Hey, I like watching my kid.
Let's do that.
He's over in the corner somewhere.
Second half of this game is underway. It was just a flurry at the 39th minute of the first half, where up to that point it was a very evenly keeled game back and forth. There was nothing lopsided as far as one team dominating over the other, and then within a 30-second span in the 39th minute, both teams score just before halftime. So here we go, second half.
Yeah, I still blame that last score on you, Joe.
I may have jinxed that. I may have jinxed that. Yes, you are correct.
No.
Sailors again looking to get something moving, a little bit more organized. When Jason, you and I mentioned that so far this game, both teams have tried to capitalize on one-offs, where they're able to get up there and score something off of a broken play or just one pass. Not a lot of control within the zone by either team for very much time.
They're doing good now, though.
Yeah, this is about the longest, and that's a decent opportunity, but the shot goes wide. This is the consecutive amount of time. That was one of the better opportunities that the Sailors had in that little.
And we've got our consistent formation right now. At the beginning of the game and at practice this week, Bill was trying to kind of switch it up a little bit, but now we're back to kind of a consistent rotation right now with the boys.
Nice.
And having the majority of your team back to health to be able to start them it allows you to get that regular rotation of people.
It does, yes.
And we've mentioned it before. If you're just joining us, Sailors, a little bit of a struggle start for the season. But the injury and illness bug has been a big factor in that throughout the season so far.
And we've still got a couple of boys right now that are playing with almost either sinus infections or just colds. Yep. So we're struggling a little bit. But
I ran into Coach Bill. Wow, that was a pretty good collision.
That was a good ball to the gut.
Yep. Cohen Holman on the better end of that interaction there. He was the deliverer instead of the receiver. But even Coach Bill, his whole family, and including himself, is coming off of his illness at the house. So coaches are not immune to the...
that happens every time school starts.
School starts or the seasons change or a combination of the both. So.
And these boys spend so much time together, right in each other's faces.
Oh, yes.
So.
Yep.
Here comes some speed.
Yeah, Antonio again. We talked about Antonio at the very end of the first half there, and Easton Lopez, a couple of the more dynamic, quick players, and they definitely were playmakers. Easton Lopez danced in to get that first goal of the game.
Yeah, he did.
That was pretty amazing to watch.
You've also got Kyle Anderson, who's really quick, but he's a big lefty, so he's got to stay on the right side of the field so he can kick with his left foot.
That was a great pass.
Oh, did you catch we have a new goalkeeper, Joe?
I did. And who is that?
Dylan.
Okay, that is Dylan.
Dylan Brady.
Yep, Dylan Brady. So that's our normal. Sometimes they'll play a full game, but normally they'll switch at half.
Well, and as we spoke earlier, to have one good goalkeeper is a blessing to any team. To have two of them that you can switch off like that is even more. Oh, great shot just wide left. Great opportunity for the Sailors, unable to capitalize.
Antonio or Ethan?
I think it was a little bit of both. Ethan kind of dribbled it through the middle a little bit, and both him and Antonio went for it. I'm not sure who got a foot on it.
It results in a corner kick for the Sailors. We'll see if they can take advantage of that. There hasn't been too many corner kicks this game. Sailors play it safe, going to try to move it up and get something on an angle. It feels like the Sailors are playing a little bit more aggressive, taking a few more shots, putting it on net. Like we talked, Jason, trying to get some of those rebounds.
Yep.
You know, that's a lot of where the opportunities come from.
You know, in the second half of the game, it's more about wearing the other team down too. You know, all this good momentum right now that we have is definitely wearing on the Zeeland team.
Well, and not that it's not a factor in the first half, but the second half, your clock now becomes a player in this as well, and the urgency to either break a tie or even it up or break the tie, by either team starts to become a factor in there as well. So, 34 minutes left here, second half of play, all tied up. One furious 30-second mark at the end of the first half resulted in both.
I'd like to have that back.
Yeah, both goals being scored. Zeeland trying to make a push here. Dump in. Working the right side. This is not good. This is how they scored the last time, and that is exactly what you don't want to allow to happen.
That's exactly what you want to do, you know.
Great setup by the Ducks. They were unable to capitalize. You're starting to see a little bit more of this. Bree, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you having you.
Yep.
But you go down and take care of your responsibilities. You're welcome up here on the microphone anytime.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Welcome. Thanks for all you do. Bree Burgess from the Van Andel Institute in the Purple community. She is a big piece of getting this all organized. She gets all over me early on just to make sure that I'm on this game. So I put it in my calendar early just to make sure I don't make her angry. So
thank you.
That helps you out at home too, right? 32 minutes, 46 seconds left, second half. 1-1 game here. Sailors playing a pretty solid game so far. They haven't made a ton of mistakes, and they haven't allowed Zeeland to push them all over the field. That's
they
for
always
sure.
play solid. I mean, their record doesn't show how hard they play.
All right. Turnover to the Sailors from the Ducks. Sailors dump and chase. It's going to go out of bounds. Sailor ball. About midfield. Looks like we're going to have some substitutions, perhaps.
Nope.
No, I don't see any signals for. Oh, it's going the other way. Well, thought it was going to be a Sailor ball, but ends up being a Duck ball. If Nick were here, he'd be making some kind of joke that that was just a foul play. You know, the Ducks, haha, foul, haha. You got to throw that in there in honor of Nick not being able to be here.
Is he watching now?
I don't know if he's watching or not. He may very well be watching. He doesn't get an opportunity to watch too many. He's usually on the broadcast with me, so he's probably taking a lot of learning cues from how well you're doing and want to improve his game.
I doubt that, but
you're doing great. Absolutely doing great. Zeeland making a push. Defense gets back and changes the angle just a little bit. Man, did that just...
That was almost off McLean. Awesome job, though.
That was off the post. That one's going to go out of bounds. We're going to take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay. You know, right off the post there, just at the very end.
Good hustle, though.
Yep. Able to change that angle of the shot just enough. Oh, that was a nice feed up. Beautiful defense.
Now this is where the momentum's changing a little bit, Joe. Let's see if we can change it back.
So Zeeland Ducks get a corner kick.
Can hear the coaches yelling, mark up.
Yep. Don't want to leave anybody alone. They want to be able to take that redirect away. Ducks play it safe as well, looking to just set it up as normal. I think that's actually a pretty good play just because of the fact that you have that momentum that's changed a little bit. It gives you an opportunity for a better angle shot, which is where they were going there. But good defense again by the Sailors.
Nice defense by Davis.
Sailors passing it back over midfield into the
some
Zeeland
speed.
Ducks. Is that Antonio out there?
Yep.
29 minutes, 18 seconds left, second half.
Still 1-1. Corner.
So another corner opportunity by the Sailors.
You can hear the Ducks not happy about that call.
Yeah. So we'll see if the Sailors play it safe again. Yep, they're going to play it safe. Look for the setup. Unable to set anything up. Turn it back over to the Ducks, who move it down the field. Another turnover.
There's Cohen.
There's a trip.
Yep.
Boy, that looked like a little delay of game right there. Intentional kicking of that ball.
Yeah, you see that often.
Does it not get called often?
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a delay of game actually in a soccer game.
Maybe there isn't such a thing.
There's been some warnings.
Nice pass in, but straight into the keeper. Yeah, you know, a nice kick like that where you're sending it into the zone right up in front. You're looking to find someone that can redirect, and there just happened to be nobody where that ball went. Ducks moving it quickly down into the Sailors' end of the field. Good defense. Good defense there by Mr. Caden Burgess.
Little chippy out there.
Yeah, the intensity that you feel, I think, mentioning the clock.
Yep.
Now the clock is that thing that's kind of pushing that urgency.
It's only going to get higher.
You have a little bit of a sense of game left when it's still the first half.
That's also when mistakes happen, so you got to also control that.
Correct. You take advantage of it when your opponent is doing that. Nice defense there by the Sailors.
Kicked it out.
Is that Caden's position, his defense?
Yes.
A little more time for the Ducks to set up. A great pass, but that kick goes very high and wide right. So some substitutions for both teams coming in. For the Sailors, it looks like they're sending in Evan McPherson. Coming off. Let's see who that is coming off.
That's Easton.
Is it Easton?
Well, some of these boys run so hard they need a break.
Yeah.
Well, they all need a break. We don't have a ton of subs.
Look, is that going to be out of bounds? Yep, out of bounds in Sailor ball.
In for the Sailors,
Yep.
number 8, Noah Ross.
25-46, ticking down, second half of play. Sailors looking to maintain control down in the Ducks zone. Getting up front, trying to get a shot on goal. Is
Get it.
Antonio, a little high, a little wide.
Bring that down a little bit next time. And
Yeah, beautiful shot. It would have been probably
It
that
was.
upper right corner, but you still got to take those shots. You can't wait, and
In
you
for the
just hope
Ducks,
that they
number
come
10,
in a little
Reese Bicker.
straighter than that. So, I love the choice. I love the shot choice. I love when he took it.
Yep.
Don't wait too long. You're just going to end up turning it over. You keep doing that, you're eventually going to find the back of the net.
Yep.
25 minutes exactly left here, second half of play. Still 1-1. Purple Community Game. Sailors Kick Cancer fundraiser game.
How many people are watching, Joe?
22
All right.
individual connections.
Nice.
I'd like to thank everybody that is watching
Yeah.
here from the John Vandervelde Nexus Realty broadcast booth high above the Sailor Soccer Complex. Enjoying a beautiful night of soccer under the lights. Looks like both teams have kind of settled down again a little bit. Playing a little bit more of a chess than checkers match. Still looking for that
Back in
one,
for the Sailors, number 16,
chink in the armor, and just to get. You can sense that both teams are ready to attack it as soon as it comes up.
Yep. That's what we need right now. But again, they're playing good.
Antonio working down the right side. A lot more time in the Ducks zone this half than the last.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Cohen working it up. Nice pass out in front. Got to put it on net. Unable to do so. Sailors playing pretty high in the zone. I think they're looking a lot more aggressive on offense right now. And honestly, they should be pretty satisfied with the way the defense has been playing. They're able to take away a lot of the shots that the Ducks have had. Just breaking them up like that, and that's going to go out of bounds to the Ducks.
Oh, that's definitely a good thing. It's also sometimes risky.
It's always risky when you're pushing hard
There's
like that.
There's some fast kids on the Ducks team here that are beating our defense.
You know, just knowing Coach Bill Laziotis, this time, this team, I think he's probably apt to play a little more aggressive on that.
You have to.
Well, if you're going to beat a team like this, you need to take advantage of whatever mistake that they might make, and the only way you're going to be able to get that advantage is to play pretty aggressive.
Yep.
Force the mistake or let them make it and be ready to take advantage of it. 22:06 left, second half of play. Whoa, that was self-imposed trip right there by the Sailors.
Little cartwheel.
Yeah. Sailors send it.
Got to get up. There's a balance there too, saving your energy, or I don't know.
Really pushing hard. Substitution for the Ducks.
In for the Ducks, number 3, Graham Van Dorp.
21 minutes, 30 seconds left, second half of play. Sailors trying to break this tie. They did so when it was 0-0 going into the 39th minute of play. Finally got on the board in less than 30 seconds left, or later rather, the Ducks evened it right back up. So here we are with 21 minutes left.
Looked like pretty much the same play too.
It pretty much did. Ooh, big body by Cohen Holman, and he's going to get called for the Is that a push? Is that the penalty? Is a push? Soccer was not a sport I played in high school.
Well, like we talked earlier, it wasn't really the thing to play. I remember playing it when I was in, I don't know, first, second, third grade.
I never played it organized. Not ever in a team. A pickup game at the elementary school during recess, that kind of thing. But
In for the Sailors,
that was
number
about
10,
it.
Preston Rose.
Yeah, we always played it at recess.
Number
I do
15,
remember that now.
Caden Burgess.
Yep. Caden's back in now on defense. I coached my kids in soccer. Did you ever coach?
Yeah, I believe I did 1 year.
And it's funny because I'd never played an organized game of soccer in my life, and here I am coaching. So, of course, all these little kids that are looking for direction on how to play soccer. And
they don't quite grasp the concept, though.
I send them, around the field, kicking the ball. You kick your ball around the field, and they all go, and I call all the parents up to I said, all right, I need to talk to parents. I said, I'm letting you guys know right now I know absolutely nothing, absolutely nothing about soccer. So we're going to learn together. But I do know a little bit about hockey, so we're going to kind of play this like hockey. So there's forwards, defenses, center. We're going to be fine. Plays pretty well at that age. So
I did that with basketball on it was Caden's basketball team, maybe 5th or 6th grade. And Grayson Drexler's dad coached, and I assistant coached it. And I was like, I know nothing really other than watching it. Like, I don't really know how to teach it. But we ended up winning the tournament, and, I mean, the kids played great. They learned.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Sailors with a direct kick here. Opportunity. And sends it to the side.
Nice little header.
Boy, just floating around. Somebody needs to just kick that ball.
It's out.
It was a great opportunity.
Yep.
Send it to the
That's
left
what you
side
need
over
to do.
there.
Then head it in.
18:25 left, second half of play.
In for the Ducks, number 16, Ivan Mishmur.
Another Ducks substitution. You're going to start seeing more substitutions coming in. You talked about it, Jason, about how second half is about wearing the other team down. These athletes are starting to see the little bit of the fatigue, so you want to take advantage. Any opportunity you can get, you get a fresh person on the field. They take advantage of somebody that's not. That's where you get your opening.
Yeah, it's easy to be a fan and yelling, run, run, run. But these boys have been running for
running is something they know how to do
60
well.
minutes now.
Shot on goal. Boy, it was wide. It was hard to tell from the angle here, but it was way out in front. It's one of those that just kind of floats and you hope finds the upper corner or something like that, just out of the outreached arm of the keeper. Not the case. That's going to end up a goal kick.
This is where the 2 weeks of dunes that Coach Bill puts them through in the summer comes in handy.
Conditioning is a major factor in soccer.
It's nice that we have the dunes to do that on.
Yeah.
It's an excellent conditioning.
The soccer players might think otherwise, but it's going to be out of bounds. Ducks ball. 16:42 left. Once again, just a
Nice
back and
clear,
forth.
and here comes Kyle
Back and
with
forth.
his left. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, no, you're good. Back and forth effort. Sailors getting an opportunity here, starting to get into the later half of the second half.
It's always fun to watch Kyle with his left foot.
No trip call there. Wow. Surprised on that one. Still got a player down for the Sailors. And it looks like he's a little bit injured. Is Cohen down on the field?
Yep, that was Cohen.
He's up and moving. Ducks trying to make a push here. 15:47 left, second half.
No
Good-
foul.
good
We
body,
don't.
yeah.
I was just gonna say we don't need a foul here. That's all right though.
Yeah, it's a foul, decent amount away, but this is similar to a corner kick. Good,
And that's one of
good
those
cover
balls
up.
that can hop out of a goalie's hands or get redirected, and you know it's.
Sailor ball out of bounds. Looks like Mr.
In for the
Burgess
Sailors, number 12.
is going to be inbounding this ball.
And in for the Ducks, number 6, Micah Henry.
One thing that you will notice up here, Jason, is anything along this sidelines is very hard to see. That was Easton that went down, correct?
Yep. I don't know why the foul, that penalty was back there.
I will say this, Jason, if you want to see what's happening down in that back corner, this might be your best bet. Because the way that they designed this press box was not a visual-friendly design.
I've noticed that.
Yep, it's not a visually friendly design at all. So once they get down in these corners or right down in front, I usually end up looking right down here to see what's actually going on.
Definitely fun being up here with you, Joe. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
It's definitely not great to see.
Nice. Ooh, boy, he almost stepped back into that.
Mm-hmm.
This is an opportunity. Oh, nice cover back up by defense.
That was Hillen. He's a very good defender.
Sailors giving no room to these Ducks to get in and advance. Very stout defense. That's going to...
Yes.
Nice. Very nice. Take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay on that last keeper save by Mr. Dylan Brady. Challenges the shooter and challenges him perfect.
Put his whole body into
Yep.
that.
Sailors dump. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds. 12:55 ticking down here, second half. Still 1-1. What game. This is the kind of game you want on a night like this. You want it to be exciting soccer.
So if you want to know, Joe, I see our goalie that was in the first half is in.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He's out on the field.
Semlo is out there on the field now. He might have been in there earlier, and I just didn't notice him. But
What position does he play?
he's right now. He's in the forward position. Yeah, he must have been in. He was in for Antonio, so I just didn't catch it.
For the Sailors, number 13, Grayson Drexler, and number 20, Antonio Lewis.
Well, versatility will get you a long ways in soccer, especially if you can, play a couple different positions well. Sailors are going to let that go out for a corner kick. So far, the Sailors really haven't tried to... Oh, no. Sorry, I thought that was the Sailor ball. It's going to be a goal kick. I was going to say they haven't really, tried to utilize the corner kick for, putting it up near the net. They've been playing it safe. Both teams actually played all of their corners tonight safe. 11:29 left in the game. Good feed up to the Ducks.
Nice.
Very nice defense.
Another corner, though. Let's see if they play it safe this time.
McLean Vandenberg on the defense. Sailors looking to get into position. couple more substitutions by the Ducks.
In for your Sailors, number 22, Clayton Brown. And in for the Ducks, number 11, Zach Anderson.
They are sending it this time. Nice header.
Goalie's got it.
Goalie's got it. Dylan Brady. Good timing, good jump, good save. 10:30. 10 minutes, 30 seconds left. Second half of play. Centering kick there. This is it. Send it right now. Oh, beautiful shot. Just a little
nice.
high.
Keep doing that.
Take a look. Beautiful shot. Just over.
Well, your cameraman's doing pretty good.
Kimmons is the best in the business for a reason. So Kimmons been doing camera work for decades. A lot of sports stuff, too, over the years. Even before I was involved in this.
We're under 10 minutes. I'm not sure if you said that.
Yeah, we were counting it up just about to the 10-minute mark earlier. Now, here's a very dangerous situation. Nice. Oh, I thought he got a piece of it. I think he did, but it snuck by. We'll take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay, see if we can catch it. Might not be able to see it from this angle. I think he just got it off his foot, but it wasn't enough to keep it out of the back of the net. So now the Sailors are the ones that are playing with a little bit more pressure, anxiety on this one. Under 10 minutes to go. Now 2-1, the Ducks are up. Take a look on the Lake Michigan Insurance Instant Replay one more time.
What number is that?
Ducks goal number 6, Micah Henry in the 71st minute. Henry in the 71st, 2-1 Ducks.
Yeah, we were trying to see. So once again, with 8:45, Sailors are playing from behind now, 2-1. Clock now becomes one of the enemies on the field. Sailors have been making some really good opportunities happen. I think that there's a good chance they tie this game up relatively quick.
I agree.
Because they're still playing with a great amount of passion on that field. It's very obvious. They haven't felt defeated. There's a nice pass over to Antonio. Antonio Lewis, number 20.
Yeah, like I said earlier,
There's a shot on goal right there, looking for the rebound.
They don't give up. Their record doesn't.
Sailors keeping it in the Ducks zone. It's another one of those things. All it takes is one opportunity.
Corner.
Looks like they're going to make it a corner kick for the Sailors.
Get a head on it. Foot.
And
back in for your Sailors, number 19, Cohen Holman.
somebody came up limping over there in the corner. I can't tell if that was Easton Lopez or not. No, it was Ethan Fulton came up limping. Corner in, looking for the header, unable to. Sailors control, though, for second. Ooh. Off the back. Good. Here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, man, he was sent that sailing. Just some opportunities to move the ball around. Get some movement. Get some shifting of those players to make a lane and hopefully get something through. That kick had just a little bit too much on it, though. 6:42 left, second half of play. Sailors playing from behind, 2-1. Playing with a lot of energy. definitely feels like Sailors are playing still with more energy than what the Ducks are.
Yeah, I think that last goal was them playing up, and then it was risky, and they got behind them. But, you know, you got to do that.
Yeah. And they've had opportunities. They just haven't made it happen. 5:57 left. Plenty of time. Great. Oh, man, you've said it a couple of different times, the electric work of those feet.
Yep.
There's a shot on goal. Beautiful save by the keeper. Take a look at the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay.
Need to do that again.
It's a good shot, good timing of the shot. I mean, he didn't wait too long or anything. It was good. Those will come. The question is there enough clock left? 5:20 left. Nice control by the Sailors.
Nice slide tackle there.
Sailors move it to the right side. Lots of time. I almost sense that the Ducks are going into a defensive mode. They're not even pressuring the Sailors much. They've dropped a lot of people back in there just to keep everybody in lanes. I think that's going to come back to bite them because the Sailor team is just too good to allow to have that much time to set something up. 4:28 left, second half. Sailors got to try to keep that in there, and they're losing that battle at this very moment.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that just didn't. That was all incidental. It was all incidental. I don't get that. Those are little momentum shifts, though, when you hand the ball back over to them like that. 3:55 left, under 4 minutes left in the game. Deep kick by the Ducks. Sailors send it right back. Good control by the Sailors right down in front of us. Antonio looking to move it into position. Still plenty of time, 3:25 left. No need to rush it. Get your shot, send it in. That's a little weak on the shot. It was a left-footed shot, so.
Yeah, he had a few people around him.
Yep. Easily controlled by the keeper for the Ducks.
But like you said earlier, it can fall out of the keeper's hands.
Put it on net.
Just put it there. And
nice cross. The last 5-7 minutes has been all Sailors in the Ducks zone, but they have not been able to capitalize on anything. Inside of 2.5 minutes now left in the contest. Sailors down 2-1, looking for the equalizer. Working out of the corner. Nice pass, it skates through, but nobody there. Everybody is up for the Sailors. Everybody but the goalie is up. They're bringing every last little bit of pressure that they can. Oh, you do not want to turn it over right now.
even though it looks like he turns it over, he gets it back. I can hear the other team not happy about that, but you know.
Minute 48.
That's a card? Is that right?
I did not see.
I'm just assuming. I didn't see either. I'm just assuming because of the clapping.
Clock has stopped.
In for the Ducks, number 25, Austin O'Connell, and number 10, Chase Fitcher.
Minute 49, clock has stopped. This is going to be kick for the Sailors. Free kick for the Sailors. Almost similar to a corner. Ducks are able to get it out from in front. Sailors still control, albeit only by a little. A lot of Ducks around. All right, they're going to call that on the Ducks as well. And see what happened there, Jason.
You know, you're right about the press box not being
visually friendly.
Yes. It's definitely hard to see the field right now with the lights and the screens.
This is a big shot right here.
Oh.
Ducks are able to clear it, at least for now.
53 seconds.
Inside 1 minute. Sailors looking to keep it in the zone to keep the opportunities for scoring alive, but the Ducks are moving it back down the field. Still time, 40 seconds, but this is going to start getting awfully tight. Got to get it out of there. Not a very good kick. Good header.
Yep, nice
moving
header.
In the right direction. 30 seconds.
There.
30 seconds, still time. Equalizer is still an option.
Oh.
There's a trip on the shot, but no, they're not going to call it.
I don't know about that one either.
Down 15 seconds. We're still on the field.
Easton's hurt.
11 seconds, and they're still playing. They have not stopped the clock.
The ref needs to listen.
Wow. He's been down that whole time. The game is over. They let him play through that injury that whole time.
Yeah.
And your final score, your Sailors.
So the Sailors are going to fall to the Ducks here, 2-1 in an incredibly hard-fought battle. Ended with, was that Easton that's down over there?
Yep.
Easton down on the field for about the last 30 seconds. Referees never addressed it.
He's limping, so.
Yeah,
Looks
he's
like
not,
it's his upper leg.
We'll stay on for now. Well, Sailors, hard-fought battle, but they end up falling to this.
Like I
this
told
Ducks
you,
team.
this
They
team
never gave
battles.
up. Never gave up.
Their record does not show the talent that's on this team, but you know that's just how it goes.
Well, Jason, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks
for
for
a pleasure
inviting me.
bringing you on to your first broadcast here. You did extremely well.
Yeah.
You're invited back for next week when we cover Granville if you want to do it. So
I'll have to be on the field for a little bit for
senior night.
Senior night, but
yeah, absolutely, and we'll make sure to get good coverage of that.
Maybe we
from
can.
up here. You'll be able to. I'm sure Nick will be here next week too. He'll ask all kinds of questions about this week too. So
maybe Bree and I can split it.
Could, yeah. I'm sure she'd do just fine too. So for Kim and Kotis, Mr. Jason Burgess, myself, Joe Canuck, and this is Sailor Nation Sports Network. Thank you for joining us here for the Purple community game here. Sailors Kick Cancer fundraiser game tonight. Unfortunately, Sailors lose 2-1, but it was a hard-fought battle. But it was a great night of soccer, and we hope to see you next week. We are not, for those that are watching, we will not be broadcasting from Holland for the football game this week. Part of the broadcast team will be out of town and unable to broadcast. So our next broadcast will be next Tuesday as the Sailor varsity soccer team takes on Granville right here at the Sailor Soccer Complex. So until then, everybody have a fantastic night, and we will see you soon.